And I want to bring in our next guest who knows a lot about the border, Major General Mick McGuire, who's also running to represent Arizona in the Senate. Major General, welcome to the show. Glad you could join us.
Thanks for having me, Stella. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you as well. You have served our country for a long time, 38 years. You're a border guy, former commander of the Arizona National Guard, currently the chairman of the board for National Guard Association. General, we're just learning that a Texas National Guardman drowned trying to save a migrant. What is your analysis of what's going on?
Well, it's complete chaos at the border. It has been completely lawless there, Stella, since the Biden administration took over. Here's the best example I can give you. Midnight, January 20th, 2021, I was commanding general of the Arizona National Guard. The federal taxpayers and United States citizens had funded 1,030 guardsmen to be in support of Border Patrol, ICE, and Immigration Services just in Arizona. Biden administration, by executive order, zeroed out that account and told us that those 2,700 agents down there were on their own. You and your lead-in talked about hopelessness. And on the humanitarian side, I was down in Yuma just this week. We've had 3 drownings in the Colorado River of migrants. It looks now like we've lost one of our fine young men in uniform trying to help somebody cross illegally. It is completely unconscionable what the Biden administration is doing. It's dereliction of duty.
Major General, I was scrolling through Twitter yesterday, and I cannot believe some of the stuff I'm seeing. This is from verified accounts, lots of followers. There are people who actually say that this border crisis is manufactured by the right. It's fake, it's radical, it's racist. I mean, it's kind of hard to deny when we see the images of mass migration. What's your response?
There's nothing fake about it. I have been in this state. I'm a 4th-generation Arizonan. Stella, you mentioned I'm running for the United States Senate. I had the opportunity, this humbling privilege, to command 8,300 soldiers and airmen and send guardsmen down to the border to surge capacity. When I was down there this week, they said if we repeal Title 42, as the Biden administration is discussing, there will be a 3-fold increase. Right now, on a normal shift, they only have 6 Border Patrol officers left to patrol an open stretch of 7 miles. All the materials are there. Biden stopped the construction. They are going to get overwhelmed. The radical left is trying to make our great law enforcement officers feel hopeless and alone. We need to stand with them, and we need to win this seat back in Arizona to get control of the U.S. Senate, to get the funding to those fine young men and women that are enforcing the border and build and complete the wall.
I mean, it's kind of hard to deny the images that we're seeing. We see people crossing over on a daily basis. You know, General, it seems like our administration is more worried about masking us on planes, masking our kids, yet we have many people walking right in through our border. Why isn't border security a top priority?
Stella, I keep saying the radical left wants to destroy this nation, and the quickest way you do it is selectively apply the law. They're not willing to enforce immigration law. They are not serious about public health either. If it is easier to traffic a 9-year-old girl into the sex trade in Yuma than it is to get lunch in Los Angeles or a major metropolitan area in one of the blue states, the left is neither serious about security of our nation or public health.
Yeah, just think about that. That's ridiculous. How do we fix it? And what is your plan if you get elected in the Senate?
Well, the fix is simple. We build and complete the wall. We have to surveil it. That means observe the whole thing and enforce the law. You have to stop the leak before you can deal with the flood. You have to do that. And what do we do right now? Beyond praying that God's divine providence is over this nation, we got to raise an army of voters that say, I pick Mick. Every viewer, Stella, has to understand the control of the U.S. Senate runs through Arizona. I need them all to go to ipickmick.com. We got to raise the army of millions of concerned citizens that care about the sovereignty of this nation.
Major General, we need to see change, and we need to see it now. Is there any hope? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon.
Well, I think the hope can come this way. The states like Texas and Arizona that have Republican leadership are using border strike forces to enforce state laws for trespassing and the rest. But in Arizona, we have the most miles of public border. We are ground zero for where the wall needs to be completed. And we are ground zero for where the fentanyl is crossing and the sex trade is coming through. And we have put our great law enforcement officers on an island and told them they cannot request mutual aid. That is dereliction of duty. I'm calling on all those law enforcement entities on the federal side to make your voices heard, exercise your First Amendment rights, get out and discuss what's actually happening, while those of us that have stepped away from service to this nation in uniform to join the partisan process to try to win back control of this great nation.
Major General Mick McGuire, as always, we appreciate you joining us here on One America News. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thanks, Stella. Have a great day, and God bless you.
You too.